Alright, dang, it's hot here. Spontaneous speaking video. 83, 4, 3. Alright, what's up, y'all? I'm making another quick video. I've been having to do a lot of those since I picked up this other job, Buffalo Wild Wings, y'all know. Yeah, it's been lots of hours. But I've been thinking a lot about things, and of course I'd always want to share. And one of the things that I've been thinking about is, and I kind of shared this on my Instagram too, but I just wanted to share it with you guys as well. There's a picture that I'm probably showing right now if I had the time to edit this, and if not, well, you can go check it out on my Instagram at DWEZY2 blessed. But there's a picture, it's like a comic strip of a boy, a little boy, and he's praying and he's asking God to please protect him as he goes on about his day. And he starts walking and a rock hits him on the back of his head. It didn't seem like it was like a pebble, but it also didn't seem like it was like that hard of a hit. But still, you know, you get hit by a rock, you know, it's still a sensation that nobody's really pleasant with, that nobody finds pleasant. And so the boy turns around and he yells like, "God, why? God, why?" And then it zooms out. You know, we always got to zoom out from the little details, you know what I mean? But it zooms out and it shows a huge, like, Jesus, almost like the one that's in Brazil. And if it's not in Brazil, then I'm sorry that I got that wrong. Is it Argentina? No, I'm pretty sure it's Brazil. But the one that, you know, that big Jesus statue, it shows like a big Jesus getting boulders thrown at him and a whole bunch of rocks and pebbles and stuff. And he turns around and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, did I miss one?" And that picture, I saw it like a few... I have to open up the door, I'm sorry. Alright, well, yeah, I saw that picture like, some years ago, and it's always resonated with me, because I feel like whether you're a Christian or you're not a Christian, the message still holds true, that a lot of times we do get hit with things in life. It's just fact. Sometimes they're physical, like rocks or cars, or pianos that are falling from 10-story buildings like they do in cartoons. And sometimes they're spiritual or emotional things, you know. But either way, we are all being inflicted throughout life. And a lot of times, or if not all the time, that stuff hurts. But if we take those moments also to consider all of the things that we're not hit with, that we can't even consider, that we or that we could have been hit with, but we're not even knowledgeable about, it's like, man, you know, like we have so many more blessings than we do curses. You know what I mean? And I think that's just a beautiful thought to keep in mind, that we are truly blessed, in every sense of the word. We have, it's like what I wrote in the Instagram caption was allowing the rock to be your reminder. And what I mean by that is that I feel like that little boy would not have turned... It's almost like when they say that you can't really appreciate the dreams until you've had the nightmare. I feel like that little boy, it's not that Jesus caused the rock to hit him, but sometimes maybe it's allowed to hit him so that we can turn around and see how much of the rocks and boulders and everything that we could have been being hit with, but that we're being protected from. You know, because a lot of times we don't really notice how much protection that we're getting. We don't really notice how much blessings that we are receiving up until something starts going wrong. And then all of a sudden it's like, yo, what the heck, God, or universe, or whatever you believe in. But if we use those opportunities to still sulk, you know, it's bad if something's happening to you. I'm not saying never be upset. It's human to be upset. It's human to kind of like get like worked up when something is not going right. Shoot, my car broke down within a month of me getting it. You know what I mean? and I crashed into my house, within the same hour of me getting my license, so it's not good, and that's a whole other story for another day. But I kept the positivity, I had to walk to work like a few times and walk back home from work, and that's a whole hour and 20-minute walk in the heat, and there's so many things I could go on complaining about, but then I think about a lot of other things that could have like happened, like, well, I probably wouldn't even have a job, like, what if I didn't? Thank God I at least have a job. Thank God that my house didn't like collapse, Thank God that, um, I, I, I at least the car ended up being like sorta okay, at least for that month, or that it didn't even break down on the way to Pennsylvania when I was spending time with Joel and Antonia, and or when I was spending. Okay, the iPad died, but yeah, continuing. Or when I was like spending time with Jamila's family, my in-laws, like thank God it didn't break down on the side of the road. There's so many things that could have happened that were worse. And I don't mean to be like that annoying, stereotypical, optimistic person. It's like, well, it could have been worse every time, but in a way, it really could have always been worse. And I'm thankful that, there's been a lot of blessings that have come out of a lot of the curses that have happened. Like, I've now met more people who've been willing to help me out in my times of crisis. Shoot, the car that I'm in right now is from my coworker, Celeste. Shout out to you. She let me borrow it for the past 5 days. And it's like, while she was out of town, it's like, wow, seriously? Like, she offered. I didn't even ask her, and I've been taking care of the car. And it's like, I'm just so grateful for things like that, for people like that. I would have not experienced such people if I always had, all of my blessings in one bunch, and everything. And now I can be more appreciative of other things in my life, So I just wanted to make this video to kind of encourage all of us to sort of do the same thing. Shoot, even right now, I'm here at a specific area. I probably shouldn't say right now, but Jamila is here for a job interview, and I have work in less than an hour, and I'm thankful that we didn't have to pay for a lift to bring her here, and then a lift to take me to work or me to walk to work. I still have the car to be able to get there and everything, and I'm able to drop Jamila off at home and all that, and we're able to like save money, all of this stuff. Like, these are all blessings, and if she gets this job, then this could be like a really big game changer for a lot of things in life. So I guess this video can be summed up in, we don't always need more to be thankful. We just need to learn how to be thankful more. And I think that's all that it is. Like, I know people at my job. I'm not, like trying to like scrutinize anybody. But there's some people at my job who it's all right if you have something like negative to say here and there. I do, you know what I mean? Sometimes I complain on my YouTube channel. In fact, maybe that's all I do here. But if you have something to say like all of the time, that's gonna bleed into your attitude. It's gonna bleed into your aura. You're gonna have a negative energy all the time. And there are just some people who they're pessimists. Like, they're always just looking at the negatives of situations. And we have to recognize that there are people in worse situations than you are. That doesn't invalidate the situation that you're in. Celeste, the person who actually, let me borrow her car, she told me something very insightful that blew my mind. She was like, Denzel, I realize that you do this, and I just want to let you know that just because you have a cast on your arm and the person next to you in a hospital bed has a whole full body cast does not invalidate the cast on your arm. And I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's true. Like, your life sucks, but a lot of other people's lives suck even more. But yet they're still trudging on through, and they're still doing their best to stay positive, because being negative is not going to help anything. It's just going to make things even worse. It's just going to make that experience for you even worse. But if you start training yourself to be more positive minded, that'll help in a lot of situations. So yeah, that's what I have to say for today. And I just wanted to let y'all know about that. Like, I encourage y'all to stay positive throughout the rest of your life. Learn to have a positive muscle built up. You know, it's a muscle. The more that you exercise that muscle of positivity and optimism, but not insane optimism where it's like you can never allow yourself to be sad. It's okay to be sad, but just don't be unnecessarily sad and not for an over extended amount of time. That's at least my opinion on things. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Drop your comments, questions, concerns, and I think that's about all. Done.